First we stripped the steps, then we bleached the steps, and we sanded them, and now we're just putting on a clear floor finish. 2 coats, oil-based, stinks really bad, but looks really good. Thankfully they have a second floor deck and we can get out through the back. So that's the dark brown we started with. And this is what we ended up with after bleaching and just putting polyurethane on it. So it looks really pretty good. You can see this is the bottom step. It's unfinished yet. This one I got to cut off, but this is unfinished. This was our prototype here. And that's what it looks like with 2 coats of floor finish on it. So big difference. So bleaching definitely does work. And the best thing about it is that it really will coordinate better with this, which is going to be on the floor. Of course, it's dusty. It's going to coordinate with that much better, and it'll look better with the floor upstairs too.
Once upon a time, a boy met a girl working for a mouse. They fell in love and realized they'd never own their own home working for the mouse. So they packed up a big truck and moved to New Jersey, lived in a basement to save money for a year, and bought a foreclosure to fix up while they lived there. This is their story. When they first moved into this house, there was an awful lot of dark wood from that dark door there, and the floors, and the trim, and of course those steps. Now, we were putting in lighter hardwood, so we wanted to lighten the steps. Otherwise, it would have been really too much contrast. So in today's video, we are going to talk about how we refinish the steps as well as fix a structural issue on them.
This bird cage thing here is kind of old-fashioned, and I can't really recreate that with the white frame like I did upstairs. So we're going to get rid of that. Now, this bottom step also is a bit of a challenge for laying our laminate flooring down here. So we're actually going to cut this off and straighten it to make it look just like the other steps.
In this picture, you can see the railing and the light flooring upstairs contrasting with that dark wood on the steps. It just had to go. And the first step in this process was to strip off the old finish. To do that, we just used an oil-based stripper. It goes on with a brush. One person brushes it on and it kind of melts it away, and the other person scrapes it off. And then to lighten the wood, we actually use this product, which is a Zinsser 2-part wood bleach that I got on Amazon. Part A contains sodium hydroxide, better known as lye. It's a nasty caustic chemical, so you need to protect your skin and eyes and have good ventilation. It's not really a squeeze bottle. We made our own by poking a hole in the foil seal. It gets applied generously to the wood being bleached with a craft sponge. We let Part A soak in for 10 minutes, but not long enough to dry out. Part B contains hydrogen peroxide, so this one causes a pretty quick chemical reaction. The bubbles form almost instantly, especially on the dark wood grain. It gets applied the same way by squeezing it out and spreading it with a sponge. This time you leave it alone to dry overnight. You can repeat the process as many times as you want to get a lighter color. We did ours twice.
Day 2.
The next day after it was completely dry, they sanded it with a light grit of sandpaper, then they neutralized it with a diluted vinegar solution and let it dry for another day.
Day 3.
And for the final step, Julie put on 2 coats of an oil-based floor finish. This had to buy a gallon. They don't sell it in a quart. And she just brushed that on, and it came out great. And they're nice and protected, and a very hard finish too, because of course it's made to be a floor finish. It's not just a polyurethane. Now they're not perfect. They are not back to the normal, bare wood. This is red oak, and of course the stain is in the pores. You're never going to get that out. But you can see how much lighter the floor is compared to what it was. And that really was the point. They just didn't want it so dark because of the contrast with the new floor. Now let's talk about the steps. That stairway going upstairs was really troublesome, and it bounced really bad. In addition, the stringer on the left-hand side wasn't attached to any wood framing. It was, you could see the step is just pulling away from it. It was really a problem. It was a disaster waiting to happen. So we had to do something with it. Yeah. It wasn't attached at the bottom. And here you can see, watch it flex as I walk down the steps and then up from another angle. It just really worried us a lot from the moment we walked through that house to begin with. It just wasn't done well, and I don't know how it ever passed inspection, but it did back in the 70s.
I don't know how these stairs stood up for so long. Now what we're going to do to solve this problem is we're actually going to build a wall right here. And it's going to be angled. That's just going to go right underneath this outside support here, underneath these steps. I just put this here temporarily. It's obviously going to be on the left side so that the steps, it doesn't change your view walking in the front door. And I just put the laser level over here on a ladder just to give me a plumb line from the edge of the steps up there, the edge of that riser, and it comes down, and now that way I can mark the floor and know how far out it's going to be. And it also gave us the ability to visualize the space here, because this is going to be a drop zone walking in the garage door. In case you're wondering where they all are, while I'm working inside, they're all working outside, getting the pool to look decent. This looks like it was carpeted, I don't know, in the 70s as a play area underneath the steps. It's a really good storage area, but the trouble is they've had mouse problems in this house. So I definitely want it down. Plus it's musty, it stinks, and blah. Look what I found in the wall there. Poor kid probably dropped it and it got stuck. Kind of looks a little like Josh. Huh. And this doorway here has to be moved because this is going to be inside the, I guess you could say, in the back of the drop zone. So this little access way is going to get moved over to here. So that's why I took the sheetrock off. Doesn't even need nails. That's good. All right, I'm gonna prop this one underneath this step here to see if I can close that gap up there. That's what I'm gonna do. Well, did okay. At least I know it's not gonna fall. All right, let's see how it feels. Still got a little bounce, but I got more to put in. Infinitely better. All right, moment of truth. Well, look at that. She's jumping.
Wow. Like, there's no difference now which side you walk on.
Right.
And there's no more creak up here.
Good.
Nothing.
Fire in the hole.
See it?
Our time capsule. Look at that. Isn't that nice?
Where am I putting it? Up in the shelf?
Yep, pop it right up in there. That little void.
Okay.
Mailing it to the future. Good. Bueno, we have wall. And now the sheetrock is up. It's a good start. It's not really going to be a closet. It's going to be a drop zone kind of thing. We got a plan, but we'll see how it plays out. And the back, we've got to take this hideous carpet out of here. And so I'm not going to sheetrock the back there until the time comes. And that opening will get moved to there. I'll just cut that 2x4 out and make some kind of a door or something. All right, here's the after. Should be doing no flexing at all now. This thing is so useful. I put it right at the edge of the steps. You can see it's just kissing this right here. And it's kissing the edge of that one. And it gave me a nice line right here. So all I have to do is mark there and there so I can see them when I turn the light back on. Now a little repair to do.
Wow, they put those steps over that linoleum. Or whatever it was.
You're right.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. Look at that.
So those steps would have had to have been replaced at some point.
No. Who knows?
Did the floor first?
Yep.
How many episodes did we watch tonight? Like 2, 3?
3. All right, let's take a look. Not bad, huh? Not bad. And it's stained. I don't think anybody will notice. Even though it'll look different than this. Who cares? Good enough. The hats may be all gone, but we'd still love you to like, subscribe, and leave a comment with your thoughts. Thanks.